Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to briefly talk about Darkest Dungeon 2. This game always reminds me of my buddy Matt. Shout out to my old friend Matt. I've probably known him, I'm gonna guess over 15 years now, but who the hell knows anymore? Time's moving fast. So, Darkest Dungeon was a game that I played very briefly on Game Pass Ultimate when I had it on my Xbox, and then I got rid of Ultimate and just stuck with Core, which is just pretty much Xbox Live, being able to play online. They do give you some free games, but not really a lot of them. So this came out recently on disc, where the first game only came out on physical media, I think on Switch and PS4. So I was really happy to see this. I didn't realize it came out on disc. My parents for Christmas had purchased, not Christmas, my birthday I think, had purchased me a game I was on the fence about. So I returned that game and bought this one. And I'm having a lot of fun with this. So if you don't know what Darkest Dungeon is, it's a roguelike. So it's a very difficult game where the point of the game is to sort of lose over and over and over, but every time you lose, you make some sort of progress, whether it be upgrading characters or purchasing new items or whatever it may be. In this game, you can buy new characters. You can use different, like, kind of, there's like attributes to each thing that you can raise, whether it be your stagecoach that you drive around in, or you can have a pet, or you can raise your scouting abilities or whatever. And the more you die and the more points you get, they're candles. The more candles you get and the more candles you trade in for things, the easier the game gets, supposedly, because you're now upgrading your characters at the death screen or at the new game screen or whatever. The first game is very similar. They did tweak it a bit, and the first game was sort of smaller in that it all took place in dungeons. This one, you're not really in a dungeon per se. You're in a stagecoach with your team, and you're riding around and picking which way you want to go. So it has a little bit of an, not an openness, but an option type of aspect to it, where you can pick if you go left, you know this is there. You pick if you go right, you know that's there. Sometimes you don't know what's either way, and you just have to roll the dice and go. The main crux of the game is a turn-based strategy, I guess, kind of RPG. So it looks like a 2D fighter, and then each character is lined up, and everyone takes their turn and uses their abilities or their magic or their powers or whatever it is. And when you get hit too many times, you fall down. You better heal yourself or have someone heal you, because if you get hit again, your character dies permanently and you can't get them back in the game. I don't know if you can purchase a new character or get someone new at the next inn, because every time one character dies on me, I usually end up getting my party wiped out. I've probably died a handful of times, and then I went back and stopped at points where I knew, like, this isn't going to go well, and I've stopped the game. And you always keep your points or your candles, and then you're able to upgrade things and at least progress a little better. There's a ton of really cool characters to choose from and unlock. There's people that are just straight tanks. There's people that are um, throwing like bombs and stuff that cause some kind of like toxic ability to the people. There's bleed damage. There's all types of damage and abilities and things you can do and throw and whatever. There's a guy with a gun that's really cool that starts out in your party. You start with 4 people. It's always 4 people on your team, but again, you're able to purchase people throughout the game and then change your party to however you like to play or whatever your play style is. Um, I haven't gotten extremely far in the game. I think I've gotten to the second set of missions. I think there's 4, if I remember correctly. But by the end of the second one, I kind of get close to beating it, and then I usually die. But now that I've been upgrading more, I think I have a pretty good chance for my next run. Um, it's not online. It's a single player only game. As it says, it's Series X and Xbox One. I also believe it's on PS5. I don't know about Switch. What else did I want to say about this? It's got this really cool mood to it. Everything is obviously very dark and dingy. Almost looks like a Dark Souls coloring book, for lack of a better term. And there's this great narrator that talks about what you're doing or if you're dying or whatever, part of the game you're up to. And it really adds a flavor to the game. I recall him being in the first game as well. So that really adds a nice element of, like, I don't know, it makes the game have a bit of a more like a feeling to it, not just like a dead game that you're running through. Everything has this kind of ambiance to it from this narrator that speaks throughout the game. It's great. So if you like turn-based RPGs and you don't mind them being difficult or roguelike, wholeheartedly recommend this. If you don't like difficult games or butting your head up against the wall and then restarting and being better, which is the only kind of difficult game I do like, by the way, then don't bother. But otherwise, this comes high recommendations. It is very, very fun. Great art style, good music. And the only thing I would say that I don't like, but I know this is, par for the parcel or whatever the term is, um, there's a lot to take in. So there's upgrades, there's items, there's different things you can sell, and like there's just a lot of things you have to kind of read within each character and within each item to know what does what. And then there's status effects, bleed damage and toxic damage, and your character gets scared and he's about to like go insane. So there's that element too, where if you get your character gets too much, I guess I forget what's called, but you end up going crazy and you lose health and you like lose focus or whatever. It's really fun though. It's a great game. So totally recommend it. Let me know if you guys have played the first Darkest Dungeon or if you had a chance to play this one. I think it's been out on PC for a while now, but it just got a physical release maybe within the past year or so. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.